Hi, I'm Kat from Cardigang, and today we're going to learn how to do all the basic stitches so that once you've got these down pat, you can knit just about anything. So we're going to learn how to cast on, how to do a rib stitch, a knit stitch, a purl stitch, and how to cast off. So the first thing we do is create a slip knot. So this is done by making a loop with our yarn. So we fold the short piece over the long piece that's connected to the ball. Now we reach through that loop and pull through the long piece of wool like this. And now your knot should be able to slip up and down that long piece of wool. So we slip the knot onto our left-hand needle and make sure it's not too tight, otherwise you won't be able to get your needle through. So we slip our needle through the back like this, and then we grab that long piece of wool and wrap it around that back needle. We slip our needle down and pull that loop over our left needle and then slip our right needle out. So now you should have 2 stitches on your left-hand needle. So let's see that again. So what we do is we put our right needle through the stitch from left to right like this, and then pull our long piece of yarn over that back right-hand needle, and then we pull that stitch nice and wide and slip it onto that left needle. And one last time, so you slip that needle through the back, pull your wool over, and then we want to pull that stitch nice and wide like this and slip it onto the left-hand needle. And now we're going to learn our knit stitch. So with our right hand needle, we slip it under that first stitch from left to right, grab our long piece of wool and wrap it around the top of that back needle. Then we pull that loop through and slip that stitch from our left needle onto our right. So wrap your wool around the top of your back needle, pull that loop through and then slip it off onto your other needle. So wrap the wool around, pull the loop through, and then slip it off from left to right. Now there are 2 ways to do your knit stitch. We've got the traditional way, which we've just gone through, and continental. So the main difference is that instead of wrapping that wool around, we hold it with our left index finger like this. So we tuck our needle under that wool, pull it through, and then slip it off. So the beginning's the same, where you slip your needle through, but then you tuck your wool around that needle and pull it off just like that. So it is a lot quicker, but you just got to go with whatever you feel most comfortable with. Now we're going to learn our purl stitch. So with our right needle, we put it through that first stitch, but this time we do it from right to left, like this, at the front. And then with our right hand, we grab the long piece of wool and wrap it around the top of our front needle. And then we pull our right needle back and through that loop and pull it off onto our right hand needle. So we'll do that again. So put your needle in from right to left, wrap the wool around the top of that front needle, tuck it under and pull it through onto your right hand needle. And now our rib stitch. So this is created by knitting 1 stitch, purling the next, and repeating that to the end of your row. So here you'll see we knit 1 stitch, slip it onto our right hand needle, and then pull our yarn to the front of our work. And now we purl 1 stitch, slip it onto our right hand needle and pull the yarn to the back of the work. So it's really important that we make sure the yarn's on the correct side of our work, otherwise it will get all knotted. and you don't want to make that mistake. Once you've completed your row, we flip our work over and now it's time to do the next row. So in order to create that rib stitch, we need to knit our knits and purl our purls. So slip your needle in, do a knit stitch, pull your wool through to the front of your needle, and now we purl our purl stitch. Once you've done a few rows of your rib stitch, it'll look something a little like this. In a lot of our patterns we use a stockinette stitch. So this is created by knitting one row and then purling the next. And then you repeat that until your allocated amount of rows are finished. So once we've completed our allocated amount of rows, it's time to cast off. So we do that by knitting one stitch, and then we knit one more, and slide that left needle under the first stitch like this, and pull it over the top of the second stitch. And that's one cast off stitch. And so we do it again, we knit one stitch, pull that first stitch over the top, and now we've got two cast off stitches. And then we repeat that until the end of the row. This is the finished product. Now you know how to do all the basics, so you can go off and knit just about anything.